There's a theory going around today. I think I've spoken about this book, Sapiens, which is a big bestseller. Yuval Harari, an Israeli guy, has written this book, and he puts forward this theory, which has been going around anyway, that that what makes humans unique is their ability to link themselves together by telling what he calls fictions. Okay, so he says sapiens rule the world, that's us, sapiens, because we are the only animal that can cooperate flexibly in large numbers. We can create mass cooperation networks in which thousands and millions of complete strangers work together towards common goals. The mysterious glue we use is stories, not genes. We cooperate effectively with strangers because we believe in things like gods, nations, money, and human rights. Yet none of these things exists outside the stories that people invent and tell to one another. There are no gods in the universe, no nations, no money, and no human rights except in the common imagination of human beings. Now, as a man who has created fictions all my life, I can tell you that this is completely backwards. Fiction is a way of communicating truth. Right? Fiction only works when you are communicating the truth. It's just not the sort of truth that people like Yuval Harari understand because it's not material truth. Countries do exist. I understand why he says they're a fiction, that they are. He gives credit to what he calls intersubjective reality, things we all create together, but he doesn't understand that intersubjective reality is, if it works, is based on a truth. Jonah Goldberg does this in his book, and I love Jonah, and he's a really good writer, and he's written this book, The Suicide of the West. But he says, John Locke, the great philosopher who inspired some of the founding fathers, John Locke said we are all born as a blank slate, and John Locke used that to counter the idea of the divine right of kings and the rights of the aristocracy. And Goldberg says that's just a story because we're not, in fact, born with blank slates. That's true. We are not. But the part of the story that's true is the part that works. See, the thing is, he got the science wrong, but he did get the story right. That is the way stories work. And, math is a fiction. There's no such thing as two, but we find that it's a fiction that correlates to reality. When we do our calculations right, we can predict the future. Fiction is a language used to contain and communicate spiritual truths the same way that our body, our flesh, is a language that is used to express the spiritual truth of us. And Jesus' body is a language used to express the logos. Religion is a fiction to describe the spirit, but it matters whether that description is true. It matters whether a religion gets it right or not.